I think part of it is just that I came into teaching and within 2 or 3 years I'd worked out that, like, I want to retire from teaching, but for me to sustain this profession, I have to be able to invest in myself and care for myself in the same way that I invest in care for my young people.
I feel sometimes I'm like an actor because I'm not myself, right? And if I go in and I feel bad, I'm not going to kind of mump and hump, you know, so I try to be positive, try to make them feel positive about themselves.
I think that for teachers we have to always be ready for whatever the kids or the young people decide to kind of throw at us. For us though, it's hard because we are still human beings with emotions just the same as everybody else.
But where's the support for us? That's the thing. So we're trying to support the young people out with the academic, the teaching thing. Sometimes I think in education, in some places, a lot of things are like the king's new clothes. You know, they all look good on paper, but it's when it actually, you know, when a situation happens and somebody's there, and I can only say that from my own experience, that somebody was there. It wasn't all just words, it wasn't ticking a box. And I think sometimes that you can be in a situation like that and you need somebody to fight your corner.
When it's a case of basically you're surviving, when you've got 20 odd members of staff off, whether it's due to COVID or whatever it might be, cover and just that whole being a body in front of a class. It's not really about you being any kind of subject specialist sometimes. It's just that you are there and you're treated more like a babysitter almost than you are as a professional. So that's something I think that really has affected morale in the last couple of years in particular. Obviously, we're dealing with young people who over the last couple of years have been through a really hard time. When we were in lockdown, we noticed that a lot of the children were struggling to keep up with their work, but also with their mental health as well. And us as teachers, we will do our utmost to support them. And then when you see them in front of you, really, you know, I don't think I can cope with this, this is too much for me. It really does affect you as well, because all you want is for this young person to do well. So workload issues have been incredible. Teachers are really exhausted. You know, I can say that from personal experience. I've got 2 children at home, having to homeschool them during the pandemic, which I'm sure many of my colleagues had to do the same thing, but also try and keep your own classes going, giving your students the support that they need while trying to make sure that your own kids are okay in the house. It takes its toll on people.
There are times where our mental health and wellbeing work, particularly in a workplace, can be really focused on how we are as productive as possible or how we are as successful as possible in the working relationships that we have, and is really focused on that worker or working identity. And one thing that I really welcomed about the EIS's work around wellbeing and the workshops that they've offered and I've participated in is that they've really been about giving me opportunities to think about my own wider emotional life.
It was great to be at the receiving end of teaching. I was so grateful to be part of it and to realise I could still be creative while caught in the quagmire of assessments and form filling. So it was a release for me.
And we have an opportunity just now to try and build on the investment that was made in teacher wellbeing through the pandemic, and recognising that we needed reflective spaces. We needed more coaching relationships. We needed more understanding and flexibility. We needed better resources around us. We needed more opportunities to go into professional learning that was about our well-being, not our pedagogy or our leadership. They actually were things that have been welcomed or important for the profession for a long time, and how we can work now together to speak collectively with the voice that the EIS gives us to say, this is the difference that this work has made, this is the other work that we need and want now, and how can we build this into the future of the profession, feels like an important step for us to take.